So we're going to begin in a comfortable cross-legged seat today. I like to kind of wriggle a little bit so my sit bones come out behind me and then my spine can lengthen a bit more. If that's comfortable, do that. Notice which ankle you have in front. You don't have to make it fancy. If you're hunched, please sit up on a block or pillow. So the spine is long. We're going to start with just maybe 3 to 5 minutes of breathing, just to link our bodies and minds together and come into present moment awareness. So let your palms rest somewhere comfortably, up or down on your legs or lap. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Feel for a moment your 2 sit bones on either side of the spine, rooting down somewhat evenly if possible. And then lengthen up through the back of the skull. So imagining a cable lifting the top of the head. So the structure, the spinal column is long and supportive. Good, and then everything else can soften around that. You have this bone structure within you that keeps you upright. And just let your muscles relax. And then begin to breathe in and out of your nose. And just notice how it feels to do that. Notice if you want to take the inhales a little longer and fuller. And if you want to empty out a little more on the exhales, you might notice the shoulders drop a little more with each exhale as you land and arrive and relax. And you might as well, you might notice the chest rise on the inhale and expand a little. Whatever you notice is okay. You might notice movement in your belly. And just bringing your mind into your body, into your breath. Centering yourself. Connecting inward. And then as you breathe in the next time, really allow your belly to fill, even into the back of the belly, the low back. And as you exhale, feel how it gently softens back. And twice more like that, belly expanding on the in-breath, chest remains a bit still, and narrowing on the out-breath. One more time. Good, and then on the next in-breath, we're going to let the belly widen and we're going to let the chest rise and fill. And on the out-breath, the chest softens and the belly narrows a little. And twice more like that. Belly, chest. Exhaling first from the chest and then from the belly. And again, inhale into the belly, even the back, chest, front and back. And exhale from the chest, and then from the belly. And as you empty here, pull the navel in. And then let it go and inhale freely from bottom to top. Exhale completely from top to bottom. And at the bottom of your exhale, same thing, you're going to pull the navel back to really squeeze out the remaining air. Once more. Inhale, belly, chest widens and expands and maybe rises. Exhaling chest, feel it soften inward, keep your length. And as the belly empties, pull the navel back actively to squeeze out the remaining air. Good. And then open your eyes, reach up your arms. Big inhale here. Let it go anywhere it wants. Fold forward as you exhale. Let your hands land. Drop your head. Maybe the elbows land. And then feel the shape and feel your breath. Can the sit bones still press down somewhat? Can the shoulders still melt down somewhat? And now maybe you feel the breath moving a little more expansively into the back side of the body. You no longer have to direct it bottom to top or top to bottom. Just let it fill you anywhere it wants to. And let it empty any tension. Good, and then bringing your hands back toward you to lengthen upward. All we're going to do is uncross and bring the opposite ankle in front, which very often feels a little weird on the hips. Next, inhale, just reach up, folding as you breathe out. Drop your hands, drop your head. Maybe elbows come down, maybe they don't. It's all good. Sit bones rooting, shoulder softening. There's some space behind the shoulder blades in the low back. Feel the breath. Let it be a nice, luxurious pace. If you want to wiggle your head or torso or anything, go for it. And then start to make your way back up to a comfortable seat. Good. We're going to keep the left knee bent and extend the right leg out in front. So I'm sitting sideways on my mat. You might be sitting front ways. It's kind of nice for the heel to land on something. So you're just going to look at the front foot. So you are right over that straight right leg. And then once more, reach up really high through both sides of the waist. Fold forward over this straight leg. Hands can land anywhere. You can grab the toes and pull them back. Drop your head, maybe the elbows drop. And just 2 breaths here. Maybe softening the hamstring, the back of the knee, the calf, the shoulders. Anywhere things feel a little tight, a little intense, soften the intensity. Good. Start to crawl your hands back toward you to come on up. Take the right foot to meet the left just for a moment so the soles of the feet press, the heart rises. And then keeping the right leg bent, extend the left leg out. So you're going to look straight at those left toes which are pulling back. Reach up on a breath in. Both sides of the waist long. Hinge and fold on your out breath. Drop your hands wherever they land. It's fine to pull the toes back if you want a little more. Drop your head, feel the space through the whole back left side of your body that the breath flows into. What can you soften? Can you manage the sensations so they're just right and not too intense? Good. And then we'll take the hands back towards us to lift up. And now both legs are going to come in front of us. All 10 toes flex back and spread. Both arms lift. Inhale. Fold over both straight legs as you exhale. And I say straight, it's relative. The knees can have a little bend, certainly. Drop your head. Pulling the toes back is optional. Maybe just grab your shins or ankles or hands on the floor. And for one inhale here, gaze past the feet. Lengthen the spine forward and then roll round and exhale. And take an extra breath. Just coming into your body, right? Each breath brings you right back in. And now start to crawl the hands back toward you to come on up. Maybe shake out the knees. I shake and speak. It's like that funny sound. And then we're going to make our way up to hands and knees. All right, here we go. Let's do a couple cat-cow rounds. I always like to start with those. So inhale as the heart extends forward and the sit bones rise. And then exhale, dropping the head, rounding in. Navel pulls up. And once more, inhaling. Hands can pull toward the knees a bit. Exhaling as the hands maybe press away from the knees a bit. Any swaying or wiggling is fine. And then we're going to take the knees together to touch and left toes to the back of the mat. Feel free to rock the heel if that's nice. And then pivot the inner heel down. Lean into your right hand and take the left arm up. Now this bottom right foot, often we point the toes to that back heel, but today we're going to kick the foot back a little behind us. It's going to help with balance. So first we're going to circle the left arm back, down, forward over the ear and up. And then one more circle, reaching back, down, and when you reach it forward, keep it forward. Pull the pinky finger away from that back pinky toe, which is hugging the floor. Try to spin the heart a little upward rather than letting it collapse downward. Good, and then take the left arm straight up to the ceiling and really spread from hand to hand. Pull the navel in and then float the left foot up off the floor, just hip height. Extend the heel back as the crown of the head extends forward. And now take the left leg forward where you can see it in line with the hip and let the left arm float backward to counter that balance. So now you can see why that bottom right foot is kicked out behind you a little. It really helps. Good, so maybe lift the foot a little higher, flex the toes, spread the fingers, keep breathing. Play a little. Good, pull the navel in. Good, take the left hand to the floor. Take the left leg straight back, but lift it off the floor for just a moment as you pull the heart away from that back heel. Good, and then take the left toes to the mat, curled under. So all we're going to do now is we're going to press into the hands and hover the bent right knee, the one on the floor, away from the floor. Pull it as high up to the chest as you can. You can round the back if you like. Breathe, engage your core muscles. And then right leg is going to lift up behind you, three-legged dog. Inhale. Good. Right knee to the chest again. Exhale. Right leg back again. Inhale, three-legged dog. Right knee outer right arm this time. Exhale. Lift it up, three-legged dog. Inhale. Take it across to the left arm. Exhale. Three-legged dog. Inhale. Imagine you're bringing the knee to the chest as you exhale, but then step the foot forward toward the right thumb. Pausing here, pivot your back heel down again. Reach the arms back, press into the back foot, and inhale up to warrior one. I know, a lot happening already. One hand reaches higher than the other, shimmy a little through the two sides of the waist. Maybe interlace your fingers behind your head and let your head fall back against your hands as you lift the back of the skull away from the tail reaching down. Pull the belly in. Good. And then release your arms behind you. I think we did something like this last week. Straighten the front leg though today. It's a little bit different. Lift the heart. Draw that right hip back a little and then hinge forward and just come halfway forward into a flat back with the hands lifting or on the low back, your choice. Shoulders loop back, collarbones wide. All right, we're just gonna release right hand to right hip. Left hand's gonna come down. Now, if it doesn't touch the floor, you can use a block. You can take it onto the right front shin. You're gonna turn your ribs to the right. So we're coming into a twisting triangle pose. Right hand can lift. Once you've hugged that right hip back, crown of the head extends forward. Remember, left hand is on the shin or on the floor. Some of you might take it to a block inside the foot. If you're very loose and flexible, it can come to the floor outside the right foot. I want you just to work into the back foot and imagine bringing the outer hips a little more toward the center line of the body. Good. Release your right hand down outside the right foot. Frame the foot with both hands. Bend the front knee. Lift the back heel. We're going to come into vertical splits. Left foot comes all the way up, head low. You can grab the standing ankle with one or both hands or neither. You bring the hands away from the foot if you prefer. One more breath in here. And then bend the lifted leg and take the left foot to the floor next to the right. Hips width apart. Come into a flat back as you inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. We're going to press and rise to standing on the inhale. Reach high. And then left hand drops to the outer left thigh as you exhale. Right hand lifts a little higher on the in-breath. Lean to the left as you exhale. And then press into that right foot. Drop the left shoulder. Pull the belly in. Both hands up. Inhale. Back to center. Right hand, outer right thigh. Exhale. Left hand lifts a little higher on the inhale. Lean to the right on the exhale. So right hand slides down. Left foot presses, belly in. Good. Both hands up. Inhale, back to center. Fold forward, exhale. I know, really different start today. Flat back, inhale. Plank pose, exhale. Take a breath. When you get to your plank, gaze a little forward and lower to the floor on your exhale. Roll up to an easy cobra pose, inhaling. And back to your downward dog, exhaling. And breathe. So I know it's one breath per movement already, and if you didn't follow, it's okay. You're just doing your best. We have an opportunity on the second side. So both knees to the floor together, right toes to the back of the mat, hands under shoulders. You can rock that right heel forward and back if you like. You need to slide a little to the left. And then pivot the back heel down. Lean into the left hand and extend the right arm up. And then squeeze that back foot against the floor. And remember, often the bottom left toes here are pointing to the back heel, but kick that foot behind you like a kickstand. Navel in, spread your wings, squeeze the back foot against the floor, and then we'll circle the lifted arm back, down, reach it forward and up. Good, and reach it back, down, and this time when you reach it forward, keep reaching it forward. Pinky spinning down, back right pinky hugging against the earth, open through the side body, drop that left shoulder away from the ear, heart tries to spin up. Good, and then now right hand comes all the way up, really spread from hand to hand, and then back right foot lifts up. So lengthen from heel to head, from hand to hand, like you're creating space in your body. Fill that space with some breath. Nice, and then right foot comes forward, foot is flexed, just in line with the hip there so you can see it, lifting at hip height if possible as the right arm floats back to counter your balance. And then notice what's happening with your breathing. Are you holding it because it's challenging? Can you keep it flowing so you stay calm? Meeting the challenges with equanimity, balancing, finding just the right amount of sensation so it's not too intense. Remember, this is yoga. It's not ninth grade gym class. Beautiful. Good, keep breathing. Nice. Take that right hand back and down. Take the right foot back, toes point down. Pull the heart away from the back heel. And then land the right toes on the mat curled under. Hover the bent left knee that was on the floor away from the floor toward the chest. Keep pulling it in so you're working your core muscles. Keep the neck soft. Back leg strong. Good, and then on your next inhale, three-legged dog. Left foot lifts up behind you. Shift it forward toward the chest again as you exhale. Three-legged dog. Inhale. Take it to the outer left arm as you exhale, as high up as you can. Three-legged dog. Inhale. Take it across to the right elbow as you exhale. Three-legged dog. Inhale. Leading with the knee, you're going to step it up to the left thumb. Back heel pivots down again. Heart pulls forward, arms float back, and then inhale, rise up to your warrior one. Good, so you can shimmy one hand higher than the other, lengthening both sides of the waist. You can pull the navel in, you can interlace behind the head, letting the elbows widen. The back of the neck stay long as the head falls back on those hands. Tailbone lengthening down so the low back doesn't feel jammed. Good, and then hands come behind you to interlace. Heart lifts, inhale, straighten that front leg, and then hinge halfway forward. Hug the left hip back, long spine. Gaze past the toes so the heart extends forward. You can lift the knuckles or let them settle. Shoulders away from ears. Press into that front big toe. And then release left hand to left hip crease. Right hand, let it come down to the floor if it lands. A block if you'd prefer. Or over to that front left leg. And then you're spinning your heart a little bit left. As you hug the left hip back, hug your outer hips in. When you're ready, left arm lifts up. And once more, there's spread, there's space from hand to hand. That front knee can be a little bent, but try to anchor into that big front toe mound. Pull the heart forward. Squeeze inward as you breathe out. Beautiful. Left hand comes to the floor. Frame the front foot, bend the front knee, lift the back heel, and vertical split. Right foot comes up, head hangs low. Grabbing the ankle with one or both hands if you want to challenge your balance. Crawling the hands away from the foot if you want to back off a little here. lifting the foot as high as you like, and then bending the lifted knee and both feet to the floor, hips width apart. Flat back, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Rise to stand on your inhale. Press and reach. Right hand to the outer right thigh. Left arm a little higher, breathing in. Lean to the right. Let the hands slide down. Press into that left foot. Pull the navel in. Both arms up. Inhale. Left hand, outer left thigh, exhale. Right hand a little higher there on the inhale. Leaning left as you exhale, press into the right foot, pull the belly back. Good, both hands up, inhale, you can lean back if you like. Fold forward, exhale, drop your head. Flattening out, inhale. And plank pose, exhale. Good, press against the floor, gaze forward, inhale. Lower safely, exhale. That might mean knees first. Cobra pose, inhale gently. And downward dog, exhale. And breathe. All right, maybe a little warm already, huh? Let's bring the big toes together. Left foot up and back, inhale, three-legged dog. We're just gonna step the right foot forward. Right foot up and back. Did I say that? We're gonna step the right foot forward between the hands. Pivot that back heel flat. So you can lean into your right fingertips and lift the left hand, or you can take the elbow on top of the thigh and lift the left hand. Your choice. And then a circle for this lifted arm again. Back, down, over the ear, and up. Pull the belly in, reach back and rise. Second warrior. Let's reverse the warrior. Right arm up and back, left hand to the outer left thigh. Maybe support the head with the hand, maybe not. We're going to straighten the front leg. So feel the difference. Good. And then from here, we're going to take the lifted right hand, reach it forward toward the front of your mat. And if you can align it over the right foot, great. Left hand to left hip. Use your left hand to guide that left hip forward as the right hip hugs backward. And then imagine you're holding a big heavy platter here in your right hand, palm up. You're going to reach forward like you're delivering it to someone. And maybe the head, the nose, the face lines over that right leg. Good. When you're ready, the right hand can come down to the shin, the thigh, or the floor, outside or inside the foot, your choice. Maybe ankle. And once you have that left hip rolling forward a little and the right hip hugging back a little, go ahead and take the left arm up. So earlier we did a twisting triangle and now we're in a triangle. So that back heel is rooting. The right hip is hugging back and in. You're pressing into the front right toe. If you want now, left arm can come overhead, but try to spin the heart up. If you want, both arms can reach overhead like you're holding a block. But try to spin the heart up. So again, find the position that there's just the right amount of intensity. It's not too much. All right, let's look down at the right toe. Take the right hand back down to the floor or shin. Left hand up and to the left hip. We're going to bend the right knee. We're going to come to half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So first lift the back heel. Maybe get it a little springy. You can step it halfway in first if you like. And then hover it up off the floor, hip height. Right hand can land on a block or the floor. Turn the left shoulder up. Aim the heart to the left. Extend the left heel back. You can lift the left hand off the hip whenever you're ready. Lengthen from back heel to head. Lengthen from hand to hand. Once again, you're creating space in your body. Feel the spaciousness as you breathe in if you can. And at the bottom of your exhale, pull the navel in to squeeze the breath out so that the next inhale is even more spacious, more buoyant. Good. As you exhale, bend the front knee, land the left foot back. Inhale back to reverse warrior. Front knee bends. And then circle both hands to the front of your yoga mat. Back heel lifts. Step back, plank pose. Inhale, lower down, exhale. Cobra is your inhale, and down dog is your exhale. Beautiful. Find a few breaths here, coming into neutral. Steady, steady the mind, steady the gaze, steady your breathing. Good. And then go ahead and bring your big toes together again. And on the next inhale, left foot comes up behind you, three-legged dog. Go ahead and step it to the front of your mat between the hands. Pivot your back heel down. Lean into left fingers and right hand up, or left elbow, left thigh. It's all good. So the hips are under you. The shoulders are back and down. Let's circle the lifted arm, back, down, reach it forward and up, and then reach it back to rise up. Second warrior. Keep that front knee bent, and then reverse your warrior. Right hand down, left arm up and back. Supporting the head or not with the hand is optional. Keep the knee bent for a moment, and then go ahead and straighten that front leg. Feel the difference. Keep pressing into the left big toe mound if you can. Good, and then left hand comes forward, palm up. Right hand to back right hip. Aim the hip a little forward so the left hip moves a little backward. And then start to deliver your platter. Lengthen the heart forward. Hinge over that front leg. So ideally, things are aligned over the front foot. If that doesn't work for you, it's all good. Who cares? Turn the back right shoulder back. Heart spinning upward a bit. Back foot anchoring you, belly hugging in. And then left hand comes down, shin, thigh, floor, block. It's all good, you guys. Right hip rolls forward, which helps the left hip hug back. Right arm up when you're ready. So just draw the shoulders down. Spin the heart to the right. Spread from hand to hand. Anchor into that front big toe. Squeeze the hips in toward the spine. And keep breathing. You're in a triangle pose. If you want, top arm can extend overhead. Belly hugs in a lot if both arms are extending overhead. Heart wants to collapse downward, but can you spin it to the right? Keep the breath flowing. It's not easy. Left hand can come back down when you're ready. Right hand can come up. Even to the back hip. Bend the front knee now. It's a bit of a reprieve. We're going to come toward half moon. So back heel lifts. Left hand is going to come to the floor in front of the foot, over to the left a bit. Maybe 10, 12, 15 inches away from it. Same distance as hip and shoulder, really. Right heel lifts and extends back. Right arm up when you're ready. And then spread out. Lengthen from back heel to head. Lengthen and expand from hand to hand. Feel, if you can, the buoyancy, the expansion as you breathe in, the softening as you breathe out, and then hug the belly in to squeeze out the remaining breath. And again, filling up, opening up, exhaling, emptying, hug, hug, hug the belly in. We'll take one more cycle here. On this last exhale, you're going to pull the belly in, bend the front knee, land back lightly to second warrior. Reverse that warrior, inhale, front knee bends. Windmill the hands forward as you exhale, lift the back heel. Plank pose, inhale. Lower down, exhale. Cobra pose, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Good, take a few breaths. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, inhale. Walk to the top of your mat as you exhale. Halfway up, inhale. Folding forward, exhale. Pause here, big toes touch, chair pose. Bend the knees, lift the hands. Navel in. Stay in your chair, bring the hands to the heart. We're going to do twisting chair. Left elbow to right thigh. Roll that right shoulder back, extend the crown of the head forward. Sink in. Widen the collarbones. Keep the breath flowing, and as you exhale, hug the belly back. Good, and then back to the chair, inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale. Turn to the other side, right elbow hooking. Extend out through the spine and crown. Roll the left shoulder back, widen the collarbones, sink in as low as you like. Feel the expansion on the in-breath. Where do you feel it? And then squeeze the belly in on the out-breath. Good, back to the chair, inhale. Stand up, exhale, hands to your heart. Beautiful. Shoulders back and down, navel in. Last vinyasa, reach up, inhale. Melt in half, exhale. Flattening out, inhale. Plank, exhale. Gaze a little forward on the in-breath. Lower down on the out-breath. Gentle cobra, inhale. Downward dog, last one, exhale. Take a few breaths, settle in, dip the heels, drop the head, press against the floor. Very nice. When you're ready, let your knees come to the earth, crawl forward, roll right onto your back, and when you get there, bring the knees to the chest. Little rock if that's nice and soothing. All right. And then from here we're gonna, oh good. From here we're gonna take both feet up to the ceiling, flex the feet, squeeze them together a bit. Then go ahead and reach your hands up to your feet. You can lift the head off the floor if you want to. And then reach your feet away from your hands. Squeeze them together as everything tries to touch the ceiling, the feet, and hands. Good. And then let's lower the left leg toward the floor, breathing in. Reach higher toward the right foot. Exhale, lift that foot back up. Inhale, right leg lowers. Lift higher toward the left foot. And exhale, lift it back up. And again, left leg lowers on the inhale. Lifting it up on the exhale. Remember, the head can stay on the floor if you prefer. Right leg lowers on the inhale. Belly in to lift it back up. Good. And then let's lower the left leg one more time. And this time, let's reach the hands toward the bottom left foot. Lift the shoulder blades a little higher. Good. Left foot comes back up. Hands come back up. Right leg lowers. And then hands lower, reach to the bottom right foot. Lift the shoulder blades. Good. Right foot up. Hands back up. Everything lifting. And knees back to the chest. Drop your head. Rock a little side to side. Just a little touch for the core. All right, land the feet on the floor. Let's take a bridge pose. Press into the feet, lift those hips. You can interlace the hands beneath you if you want to walk the upper arms a little closer. Just free up the throat here. Make sure the neck feels nice. Widen the collarbones. Feel your breathing. Feel that inner expansion. And a softening as you breathe out, and then separate your shoulder blades if you interlaced, and start to roll back down. When the low back lands, give it a moment to land. Wiggle the feet apart quite wide and let the inner knees touch together, and then open the arms in a cactusy shape. And let both knees come over to the left as the gaze or the nose turns to the right, but you can close your eyes and take a couple breaths here. You might feel the belly filling and emptying a little more than the chest. That's great. You might not. Whatever you feel, just feel it. Just be in your body. And then as you breathe out here, take the knees back up and over to the right. Turning the nose away from the knees if that's nice for your neck. You don't have to. And then that inner expansion, and then the inner settling back and softening. Good. Good. And on this out breath, the belly hugs in to bring the knees back up. And when they come up, bring the feet beneath the knees. Cross the right ankle, I'm sorry, not the ankle. Cross the right knee over the left knee today. So we're going to stack knee over knee and then hug both knees toward you. So the hands might grab that bottom left knee or shin. And that might be enough for you. See if the back of the neck can remain long. If you're not feeling any kind of sensation in the outer right hip, then I'll invite you to slide your hands down toward the ankles or feet as you pull the feet towards the shoulders. They call this happy cow. Don't ask me why. Looks nothing like a happy cow in my opinion, but that's what they call it. All right, let go of whatever you're holding here. So just take the left foot back onto the floor. Keep the right knee crossed. And then open the right arm to the right, straight or bent. Press the hips away from the floor. Just scooch them over to the right a little. And let both knees go to the left. Yeah. And then you're going to notice some more sensation here, most likely. Perhaps in the outer right hip, low back, right chest. If you need to unwind the legs, that's fine. Close your eyes, turn the head whichever way is most comfortable, and take a few long, luxurious breaths here. Notice if you can feel the whole torso, even the whole body, undulating, expanding, and returning to center with your breath. And whenever you're ready, you can come back to center. I like to use my left hand to bring the knees back up, so don't use the low back, and then uncross the knees. So the hips are shifted to the right, bring them back to center, and then recross other side. Left knee over right knee, bring the knees towards you. Any movement, any rocking. Maybe hands slide down, lower on the legs for your happy cow. Back of the neck long, eyes and jaw soft. Settle into sensation. Keep the breath long and soothing so that when your mind takes you away, you come right back. Yeah, and then letting go of whatever you're holding so the right foot can come back onto the floor, left knee stays crossed, left arm opens to the left. Scoot your hips to the left a couple inches and let both knees drop over to the right. And notice sometimes when we first get into any of these shapes, there's a lot of things to notice. There's a lot of sensations, right? And then as we smooth out the breath and let go of the breath, we can let go of tension. We can soften in. We can free things up on the inhales. And breathe them away on the exhales. Very nice. When you're ready, you can use the right hand like I do to take the knees back up. And again, your hips are going to be a little to the left, so bring them back to center, uncross the knees. Now let's take the soles of the feet together, knees apart, rest a hand on your chest and a hand on your belly, and feel the whole torso expand as you breathe in, and fall back as you breathe out. One more time. Good. When you're empty of breath here, belly hugs in to bring the knees up. And when the knees come up, bring them to your chest. Let's take the knees in a circle in both directions. I'd love to finish like that for the low back. Do anything else that your body's asking for. Some of you might feel the urge for a happy baby or a wide-legged straddle. Do whatever you need. It's your body, your practice. And when you feel ready, make your way into Shavasana. Most of you are most likely at home, so you can do whatever you need. But when you make your way into Shavasana, I'm just going to invite you to find stillness in your Shavasana shape for at least 3 minutes, ideally 5. With the palms flipped up and soft, the eyes closed and relaxed, the teeth separated so the jaw lets go. And just feeling the bones within you settle back against the earth, and all the muscles and tissue and fluid around the bones just sort of melting toward the floor. And then beginning to let go of noticing bodily sensations, to begin to let go of noticing the flow of your breath or any control for the breath. Beginning to let go of thinking or noticing anything at all. Just let yourself drift off. Let yourself be completely at peace here, quiet, still, grounded and supported. And let yourself just fall back and drop in to your healing Shavasana. I'm still with you, and I'll remain here holding space for you for a few more minutes if you'd like to stay in your Shavasana. I encourage it. It's 15 past the hour, so if anybody does need to move on with the rest of their day or evening, you want to honor your time. For those of you still here, let's stay together in silence for another minute. I'll mind the time. Very gently allow a fuller breath to move in, letting it go, and then just noticing how you feel in your body, how you feel in your mind and your energy. Hopefully a lot more grounded and settled, present, calm, and whole. Always honor yourself for showing up to your yoga mat, no matter what happens there. So with gratitude, if you'd like, for you and your practice and this ability to practice together, feel free to breathe in some appreciation. And then as you let go of your breath, begin to slowly bring movement into your body if you're ready. Again, you can stay as you are as long as you like. Thank you so much for joining me for practice this morning.